Breaking news, peeps and peepettes, because today we have GPT-OSS. It's just come out today. This is an open source release from OpenAI. You can actually host it for free directly on your laptop. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it today directly, and exactly what it means and how it works, etc. We'll test it out as well, see if it's any good. So you can see the new announcement. This literally just came out like 5.5 hours ago, something like that. And OpenAI have said we released two open weight reasoning models, GPT-OSS 120B and GPT-OSS 20B, under an Apache 2.0 license, developed with open source community feedback. These models deliver meaningful advancements in both reasoning capabilities and safety. So let's give it a cheeky whirl now. If we click on that link, we can check it out. If you want all the notes from today and tons of other stuff, just check out the AI Profit Boardroom, link in the comments description if you want to get access to that. We can also explore this on Hugging Face, and you can also see this is released on Ollama, right? So you can actually, and I'll show you exactly how to do this, but you can actually use this directly on Ollama, host it for free, along with tons of other models, and it's really simple and easy to do. I'll come on to that later. So basically, these are two open source models that deliver strong, well performance, blah, blah, blah. If you want to see the model card here, you can see all the details. So they've got a full white paper on this bad boy as well. And essentially, if we scroll down here, this is really interesting. So it says the model, 120B model, achieves near parity with OpenAI 4.0 Mini on core reasoning benchmarks, which is pretty impressive, to be fair. And bear in mind, like, most people are tired of paying for all these AI models and that sort of thing. Whereas, for example, you can get access to this directly. AI VMAS says just increíble. You know, he can't believe it. No te creo. So, or I can't believe you. So if we keep scrolling down here, I'm testing my Spanish. You can see it says GPT-OSS models perform comparably to our frontier models on internal safety benchmarks, offering developers same safety standards, etc. Obviously, one of the biggest benefits, I think a lot of people don't think about this, right? But one of the biggest benefits is if you can host, let's say, a comparative model of GPT on your laptop, well, the great thing about that is that it's local, so you can just access it whenever you want. You can access it offline, and also it is private as well, right? Because you're not sending any data to anyone else. And so this is basically how it works. We can run through the models. Here's some interesting information about it. So you got two different models here. You got 120B and 20B, right? Obviously, 120B will be a lot bigger. It'll take a lot more power on your laptop. And I'll be testing out. I'm on a MacBook 3. So we can test it out, see how it performs on a MacBook. It's a M Pro, right? So we'll check that out. And then we can see comparatively how it performs versus, you know, other models for competition code, right? So if we have a look at this, obviously it is, let's have a look here. So where are we going here? So we've got GPT-OSS and GPT-120B. All right, so this is how they perform. We've got humanity's last exam and how they perform here. So if we have a look at this, 120B is performing the best in terms of accuracy between the two models. With tools. Without tools is performing slightly worse. 120B is quite behind, especially without tools. And then, you know, if you compare this to O3, which is like one of the most powerful reasoning models, then, you know, when you're checking this out, obviously O3 is a lot better. It's a lot more powerful. But still, I mean, it's comparative, right? It's comparative for a local model. So there we go. AI Mass says, what type of business would you recommend for someone who works in IT but wants to start generating? Yeah, so, I mean, if you want to start your own business from scratch, we actually have a training model inside the AI Profit Boardroom, link in the comments description. And if you join the 6-week masterclass here, new lessons coming out this week, we actually show like the best ways to just get started ASAP, like you can see, right? So if you want to know exactly how to get started ASAP, step by step, exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to do it with homework every single week, then check out the AI Profit Boardroom. So let's keep scrolling down here. Let's see what we got. I don't want to keep plugging the, you know, the AI Profit, like, you know, it plugs itself. So if we have a look here, Amy 2024 competition maths, So O4 Mini, which is very, very comparable, right? 98.7 versus 120B, which is 96.6. And GPT-OSS 20B is performing at 96. So, I mean, they're all very close, aren't they? Like, this is not like a terrible model by any means that's coming out. And it's pretty exciting to be able to use this, right? So, enough of the chit chat. Let's get straight into business, all right? And what we're going to do is we're going to download Ollama, right? Now, again, if you want all the notes from today, it's inside there, Profit Boarding. But essentially, you can just download this. It is free. It's not going to cost you any money. Don't comment saying it's not free. It is free. All right. And then download this. And then once you've done that, go to models over here on the left. Then you're going to go to GPT-OSS, right? And once you've actually set up Ollama, you've downloaded it and installed it, right? You're going to go over to if you're on a Mac, you're going to press Command and Space, open up Ollama, so make sure that's running in the background, right? And if you want to know if that's running in the background, you can check the top right, and there'll usually be an icon in the top right with a little picture of Ollama. That's how easy it is. And then from here, what we're going to do is we are now going to open up the terminal. So open up the terminale. All right, there we go. And we're just going to copy this code here. So it's as simple as this. Now, if we open this up, what we want to do here is, let's scroll down here, if I can remember. It has been a while since I used this. Let's open up. There we go. All right, so it's pulling that bad boy in, like you can see. And we just, sometimes if you haven't updated Ollama for a while, you just need to download the latest version, all right? So you can see here, it recommends me downloading the latest version. No problem, mate. We'll go over here. We'll download that for macOS. So you can select between Linux and Windows as well. Then once it's done, it's going to pop up in the top right. Let's wait for that to load. Here we go. There we go, sunshine. And then you'll see over here, we can just drag this bad boy in. All right. And then it's going to ask you, do you want to replace or keep both? I'm going to say replace. There we go. We will restart to update Ollama. The new llamas come back in. And then if we grab that terminal command over here, let's go back into terminal. Hopefully it works this time. And there we go, sunshine, all right? Now, it's going to take a little while here. You can see it's at 2% after a couple of seconds. So what we'll do is we shall just keep that window open in the background, all right? So we'll keep that running in the background, and then once it's done, we can check once it's done, all right? So you can see it's at 5% over there, and we've got that running. The other way that you can do this, I'll show you another way, is you can actually go on to LM Studio, all right? And then once you're done, once this is finished downloading, so you can see it's already at 10% since we've been talking, we can just copy one of these terminal commands and then plug it into Ollama later. But we'll come on to that in a second, right? So you can also run this on LM Studio. Again, LM Studio is available to download. You can just download it like that. Click this, download that bad boy. That's going to take a little while. Now, the other thing to note here as well is the LM Studio typically has a nicer UI from what I remember. Let's just open this up. So I've got LM Studio already set up and ready to go. Here we go. And then we can go to get your first LM. We can download GPT-OSS like so. And that's how we get it on LM Studio as well, right? So whether you want it on Ollama or LM Studio, totally down to you. I think honestly, if you're a bit of a beginner or if you like a nice UI, you're probably going to prefer LM Studio, to be honest with you. But we can download both, no probs. Let's just open that, minimize that, put that on a new window as well. And then we can just see in the background, okay, where are we up to on both? All right, so we got LM Studio downloaded in here. We got Ollama downloaded in here. And we can just go off and do stuff in the background in the meantime, all right? Now, the other thing to note here is that we've got thinking models, right? So these are reasoning models. So that's pretty good as well because typically, you know, if you download a lightweight model, it's not going to have the thinking model. And also on Ollama as well, you got like GPT-OSS, DeepSeek R1, Gemma 3, Quen 3, Llama 3.1, etc. Pretty much every open source model that you can think of is over here as well. And then if we go over to Hugging Face as well, we've got this, as you can see. So this is all the details on this. And we can actually use the inference provider directly on Hugging Face if you want to get access to this. So let me just put the notes over here inside the profit boardroom. If you want to get access to the notes, etc., just go to the S&P section and then GPT-OSS. So we can test it out here, I think. If we just, let's just check this is working. Alright, so if you don't want to download it, or if your laptop doesn't have the power to use a new open source model from GPT, but you want to use something for free, then you can do it using this method, right? So all you do is you just go on to Hugging Face, go to the GPT-OSS section, go to the inference provider section over here, and that way you can just get access to this stuff. Nice and simple, nice and easy, right? So pretty simple and easy. And by the way, if you're watching this on Twitter, I'm just gonna add the link so you can get access to everything, all right? All right, so let's get back to this. This is 56% done. We're at 4%. LM Studio is way slower. Maybe it's because I started downloading from Ollama first. But yeah, you can see we're good to go on that. We've got some examples here, so we can actually run through some examples of how it works, etc. And also bear in mind here, this is primarily designed for text generation, right? So I don't think it's going to generate images for you and that sort of thing, but it will generate text. And then let's have a look at the details on this. So it says, welcome to the OS series, designed for powerful reasoning. We're releasing 2 flavors of the models. And the model that we're using over here, let's have a look what we got. Yeah, this is 120B. So this is the most powerful version that you can preview on Hugging Face. And also, this is interesting as well. So, you know, in terms of the Apache 2.0 license, some people will be wondering, okay, what that is or how it works, etc. So essentially, the Apache license means that you can build freely without copyleft restrictions or patent risk, right? So it's good for like experimentation, customization, etc. You can configure the reasoning effort as well. So you've got low, medium, and high. Full chain of thought, which is great. So that's great for reasoning. You can also fine tune it as well based on the parameters. And it has agentic capabilities. And yeah, that's basically how it goes step by step. And I think LM Studio is just broken on me, if I'm not mistaken here. And we've had an error. That's why I've run out of space. All right. Bear with me, I'll just make some space on the old laptop. There we go. We're back in the game. We're back in the game. It's retrying now. So let's test the strawberry test on this as well. So inside the chat here, we're going to say, right, how many R's in strawberry? Just to test its reasoning capability. So if we zoom in here, we've got the chat on the right hand side. So it says the word strawberry contains 3 R's. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So, I mean, the reasoning is not bad, right? It's better than previous versions of ChatGPT that were actually paid, which is great. Let's test something else out now whilst we're waiting for the download of Ollama. So if we go on to an example prompt that I use for SEO. We'll take this. Let's see if it's any good at writing. It's super fast. I mean, it's crazy fast online. Take that and we'll put the keyword as SEO training Japan, just as an example. So I'm going to plug that in. Quite a long prompt as well, and you can see how fast it replies, right? That's pretty crazy. Let's have a look at the quality of the content. So we'll take that, plug this in. So, hi, I'm Julian Goldie, founder of blah, 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 AI SEO nerd. Sounds about right. If you're searching for SEO training in Japan, you're probably wondering why a UK-based trainer even cares about the Japanese market. Content is it feels quite human. To be fair, it's not that bad. Not as bad as I was expecting. I mean, I would still use Claude, obviously, but for writing content, not bad at all. Really fast to respond. Let's have a look through the white paper as well. See if there's anything interesting in here. So these are some of the benchmarks, etc. What blows my mind is, like, if you look at the AIM competition math, right? O3, one of the most powerful models. It's right up there, like with GPT-OSS, which is pretty amazing. Doesn't perform so well with PhD science questions if you're using 20B, but 120B is not bad. Expert level questions, It really falls behind there, but that's okay. What we'll do is we'll ask ChatGPT for the 80/20. There's something to bear in mind here in terms of limitations. More hallucinations than O4 Mini. And 120B matches or beats O4 Mini on coding and reasoning and approaches O3 on health. 20B punches above its size, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's do that. We'll put those inside the notes. Ollama is nearly done. Better Mass says, please, just a philosophic question. Do you think that we will reach the AI degree in level of the Matrix saga faster than expected? I don't know. I mean, like, you know, there's the theory that experts actually predict worse than layman's, and the reason for that is like usually they're overconfident, and no one knows the future. Personally, if I had to predict, do I think we're going to be plugged into machines like the Matrix and learning kung fu? I doubt it. But I do think like the world is going to look very, very different. You know, give it 10 or 20 years. I mean, if you go back 10 or 20 years ago now, even, like, I think we're the first generation where you can actually say to us, you know, if you went back in time to your previous self, you could say to us and show us the technology we have, and we would say it's magic, right? If you showed an iPhone, if you showed the power of the internet, if you showed, for example, the power of AI and how you can run it offline and create images and videos and whatever. If you went back to your former self 20 years ago or 25 years ago, we would genuinely say that's magic. So, I mean, the world will look totally different. And I think that cycle is just speeding up faster and faster. So, without going off on a crazy tangent, let's get back on. We're so close, people. We're so close. If you stayed on, you're an absolute legend. Absolute legend for watching this far. Pew says M3 Pro question mark. Yeah, that's it. We're going to test this on the M3 Pro. And just bear in mind as well, you can get access to this on Azure, Hugging Face, VLLM, Ollama, llama.cpp, LM Studio, AWS Fireworks Together AI, and a few others too, including Vercel and Cloudflare, and OpenRouter. Interesting. Ah, look at that. You can get access to GPT-OSS on OpenRouter. Oh, that's pretty cool. So you can actually code with that on Visual Studio Code. Just bear in mind it is paid there. You can see that's a paid model for 120B. So if you don't want to host it locally, that's another option as well. But just bear in mind it's going to be paid if you want to host, if you want to get it from OpenRouter. So I think we're good to go now. We can test it out. So let's just test if it works. I'm putting "Are you working?" Again, I'm running this on an M3 Pro. Let's see if it can actually handle running this locally. It is super slow. That is slow. I think you're better off, if you want to use it online for free, you might be better off just using Hugging Face, unless you got a super powerful laptop. Bear in mind I am streaming at the minute as well, so that probably doesn't help. I'm actually going to cancel that because it took so long, and I could see my laptop was lagging during the live stream. So honestly, like, that is way too big to run on the laptop. You can see how slow it was responding. It broke a little bit. I had to cancel the response. So if you're on an M3 Pro like me, or you're on something less powerful than that, this probably isn't the best model for you. You'd be better off just using the Hugging Face link that I gave you before this one, and just using that directly instead. So I'm going to X off here. We'll quit Ollama as well, because that was slowing my laptop down like crazy. Alright, so let's try another method now. What we can also do is we can run this. I think we could probably run it with client as well if we test this out. So let's go to client, settings, allow, OpenRouter, got my API key plugged in there. And then let's see if we can find OSS on here. So we've got 120B and 20B. Let's try 120B just for fun. X off that. And then we should be able to code with that directly. So if we just say something like this, hit plan, go ahead with that. Let's see what we get back. And that is struggling with the API streaming. Interesting. Let's just try it on RuCode as well. I can't see it built into RuCode. Why is client reset the API settings? That's weird. Try 20B. Look at that, getting the server error for now as well. So that's not working so well. It said server had an error whilst processing your request. So I think out of everything that we've tested today, if you want to get access to it, just go to Hugging Face, or just wait for OpenRouter to work. You could also, for example, try running the lightweight version as well. But let's test this out. So I'm going to say, "Are you working?" inside the OpenRouter chat, see if it works there. So it actually works perfectly inside the chat, not on client directly. So if you want to use this, maybe use the chat, but it's going to be paid inside OpenRouter. So probably you're best off just using that Hugging Face link. Let's try something else now as well. See if we can run the more lightweight coding one. And Free Media Tool says, sir, according to your experience, what is the best model for coding? Just name one. So I think if I had to pick one out of everything, I'd probably go with, I would say, I think Gemini is pretty good. Yeah, Gemini is probably the best. Or you can use Claude Opus as well. Claude Opus is very powerful. But if you're coding with it using the API, then it's going to cost a fair amount. It's quite expensive to use Opus. So let's test this out now as well. We're trying to use the 20B model, see if that works better. So I'll go back into terminal. Just make sure you have Ollama running as well in the background, so you can see I've got Ollama going there. And then we can use 20B inside the UI. We'll run that as a test. This is a lightweight model, by the way. This is not even the most powerful one. And you can see it's still thinking there. Yeah, I'm going to shut it down. It's too slow. How are you going to run that? So that's it basically, peeps. Now, if So if you want to get access to all the resources from today, feel free to get that inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Just go to the S&P section. You can see all the latest updates. We actually added a bunch of AI agent templates here as well. Tons of stuff on DeepThink, Lovable, Qwen3, etc. And this community comes with an awesome bunch of people. So there's 1,100 members inside here. We actually just added a week 2 masterclass as well. Very active community. So for example, you can see this post was added just 15 hours ago. It's already got like 8 comments on it and 13 likes. And you know, if you have any questions or that sort of thing, you can post inside the community. We also take requests. So if you have AI automation requests, usually what we'll do is we'll show you exactly how to build it, step by step, exactly what to do, how to do it. So like, you know, that in itself is very, very useful. It comes with all of my best trainings, templates, workflows, including, for example, how to automate your business, my best AI agents. On top of that, all my social media and video automations, email and content automations, loads of NA10 templates. If you want to start an AI automation agency, we have a step-by-step course on that. We also have, for example, a YouTube course that shows you exactly how I reach millions of people with YouTube using AI each month, right? So you can see this step-by-step 6-week roadmap inside the YouTube AI section that shows you exactly how to automate your own channel and make money with it and that sort of thing, right? Also, inside the calendar here, inside the calendar, we have 5 calls per week. So you can jump on the weekly live calls, ask any questions you have, watch your masterclasses, jump on the weekly Q&As. And that is an amazing community where we're all just growing and learning together and sharing the wins together as well. The other thing I would say about this, if you look at all the posts, is like, it's just a super positive community, lots of good vibes in there, lots of friendly people, lots of great people to meet, and that's the goal of this really, is to all grow, learn, and work together. So feel free to get the AI Profit Boardroom, link in the comments and description. And if you're like, Julian, mate, Julian, I love all this stuff, I don't have time, I'm running a 7-figure, maybe an 8-figure business, etc., then feel free to book in an AI automation session. And on that call, we can basically look where you're spending your time, and then how can you save time by building the right AI automations and how to build those automations. And then once you become a client, we'll just implement it for you, right? So if you want to get a custom quote for that directly on the call, feel free to book in a call. Also, if you're watching and you have any AI tools that you want to promote as well, you can book in a call here and get a custom quote for a sponsored video on top of that on YouTube. But additionally, like if you just want us to do everything for you, this is probably the best way to do it, right? Book in an AI automation session, link in the comments and description, and I will see you on the next video.